and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, happy Saturday to all. Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. You have officially made it to yet another weekend here in North Mississippi. So I hope all of y'all have had a fantastic Saturday so far, whether that's doing some movie marathons or watching some football. I know I have been stressing behind the scenes watching my Buffalo Bills play, but good news is we went up as I started this broadcast, so the phone is on Do Not Disturb, and I'm excited to talk all things weather with you guys and excited to spend another weekend with y'all. So let's start with this broadcast. Dry conditions return. We had those showers kind of move on through yesterday, bringing that rainfall as we celebrated and did those Game of the Week highlights for our basketball games across North Mississippಿ. Thankfully, we're going to start to see drier conditions for the rest of the weekend, but into the start of the work week as well. But along with these drier conditions, these frigid temperatures, they're going to stick around as well. It is going to be a cold forecast, not only tonight, but pretty much sticking around into the next several days here in North Mississippi. Definitely talking about below average conditions this week, but into your long-term forecast as well. Also, we're going to be talking about those rain chances. They're going to hold off for now, but right around midweek, Wednesday, Thursday, and even into next Saturday, those rain chances try to ramp on up again, almost a copy and paste of that forecast I gave y'all last weekend where we start to see that rain move on through. So I'm going to have the very latest for y'all as we continue throughout the broadcast. But let's focus on the first 12 as we wrap up our Saturday and get ready for our Sunday. 34 degrees by 7 o'clock. Still seeing those partly cloudy skies, so already almost at that freezing point, but definitely going to cross that and further into the overnight hours. 10 o'clock, starting to see that cloud cover move on out. 30 degrees, cooling off towards mid-20s by 1. And then we're pretty much going to end up in the low 20s by the time we wake up tomorrow. So your Sunday morning church commute, definitely going to want to make sure you have those layers on as you go about your business and getting out of the door. It will be a chilly but beautiful start to the day as we're not really going to see any clouds in the sky. Going to be a clear start. So let's take a look at some of these live looks all across North Mississippi. This is out in Rolling Fork. Starting to see somewhat of a clearing take place, but that cloud cover definitely on its way out of North Mississippi. 40 degrees feels like 40, and that's good because don't really have much of a wind kind of affecting those out there in Rolling Fork. We are going to see that wind direction come out of the north, and that's going to impact those feels like values as we wrap up our weekend and get ready for the work week ahead. But good news is, as long as there's no wind, not really going to see a change in temperature, but that temperature going to continue dropping as you wrap up your Saturday night and evening and heading into your Sunday. Let's take another live look out here in Saltillo, kind of looking at the traffic. Not too busy, but still seeing some people on the roads. 36 degrees, and here we go. Feels like 29, and that's that north westerly wind coming out around 9 miles per hour. So definitely showing that it is a cold forecast. Also very dry forecast. Dew point around 10 degrees. So not expecting any rain chances anytime soon. We are going to stay dry as we continue further into the weekend ahead. Here's another look out there in Ackerman. 41 degrees. Feels like 38. It could probably not really showing you the wind direction, but we can guess where that's coming out of, and that is, of course, the north, allowing us to feel a little bit cooler as you go about your evening plans. So if you have any Saturday night plans, make sure you have that jacket, hoodie, sweatpants on because it will be a chilly one as we wrap up our Saturday. But thankfully, we're still going to be talking about pretty much dry conditions all across North Mississippi. Gabe was talking about that moisture trying to come into North Mississippi in the most southern portions of our viewing area, especially out there in Louisville, but not really seeing much, probably just trace amounts, if that's even making it to the surface. We are seeing dry conditions all across our viewing area. Big thanks to Mama Justice for sponsoring our Doppler radar. Very excited to see these dry conditions as we get ready for our Sunday ahead. But let's kind of take a look at surface analysis and what's going on across the country. We have that front Gabe was talking about last night, kind of pushing out that moisture from North Mississippi, not allowing us to see any more of those rain chances. But that high pressure system, that's kind of what's influencing our forecast as we go about these next few days. It's bringing in that northerly wind and allowing us to feel very cool and dry as we go about our weekend. And that's kind of what is responsible for our forecast coming up in the next few days. So let's kind of track out the rest of your evening. You can see that front continue to move on through, keep all that moisture out there in Birmingham and the Alabama state and pretty much into Georgia as well. We are staying dry here in North Mississippi. That cloud cover is still pretty dominant on the front end or technically back end of our Saturday, but by the time we make it into those overnight hours and into Sunday morning, we are seeing a clear start to the day. It's going to be a clear day all day long. So enjoy the beautiful conditions tomorrow. Going to be cold, going to be chilly, but as long as you are dressed for the occasion, it will be a beautiful one. So definitely get out there and enjoy any outdoor plans you have because it will be dry, but definitely chilly. You can see that here on the Next 24, 22 degrees by 6 o'clock, warming on up, talking about mid-30s by lunchtime. So showing how slow we are at warming up throughout the day. Upper 30s by 3 o'clock, pretty much where we're going to top out. Some areas could see some low 40s, but of course, going to feel a little bit cooler than what those temperatures are reading. Mid 30s by 6 o'clock and then upper 20s by 9, talking about clear skies all day long tomorrow. So of course, it is going to be a beautiful day as we go about our weekend here in North Mississippi, but I want to give you an in-depth look on what that Sunday looks like and also into the start of your work week. We're going to have all that coming up right here after the break.
Frozen pipes can cause serious damage. That's why Absolute Restoration is giving away free faucet covers to our community while supplies last. Installing them is easy. Just slide the foam sleeve over your outdoor faucet and secure it snugly. Also remember to disconnect hoses, open cabinet doors under sinks, and let faucets drip during extreme cold. Call or text to check availability, and from our family to yours, please stay warm and protected.
As a bankruptcy firm, Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling realizes many people are worried about their finances. We're here to guide you through the next steps to restart your life with easy video appointments. New clients don't have to leave home to get information about becoming debt-free. Also, convenient in-office appointments are available at the low cost of $340 upfront for a Chapter 13. You can be on your way to being debt-free. Contact Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling today or visit our website at mcdebtfree.com. We are here to help you. Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 6 here in the Room to Room Weather Center. Before I start off with this, I was checking the comments before we started off this segment in the broadcast. I know someone was asking if there was a house fire on that Ackerman camera. I went back and looked. That was just some lights off in the distance, excuse me, but it has that kind of red-orange tint, so looks kind of gloomy, but don't worry, that should be just a tower in the background. Couldn't really see if that was a house fire, but definitely some good keen eyes out there in the comments. But out here in Starkville, cars just flew by, but 41 degrees, feels like 38 out there, 5-mile-per-hour winds. You can assume it is coming out of the north, but definitely not too strong, but allowing us to feel a lot cooler as you go about your evening plans. So for all of those out there in the Golden Triangle region, beautiful forecast, but definitely going to be a chilly one as well. Same thing out here in Greenville. There's the northern winds coming out of the north, 13 miles per hour. So we're going from 37 degrees. Oh, let's go back real quick because I do not want to talk about the evening planner yet because that was a perfect demonstration. 37 degrees feels like 29. So almost a 10-degree difference just due to those breezy conditions out there in Greenville. So definitely want to have those layers on as you go about your day. And of course, now it's time for the evening planner. You can see how frigid we're going to get. 32 degrees by 8 o'clock, so already at freezing level. Going beyond that, upper 20s by 11 with those mostly clear skies continuing into the overnight hours, then mid-20s by 2 o'clock. So for any reason that you are up that late, definitely going to be a cold night ahead. But of course, that is to be expected with it being January here in North Mississippi. Those temperatures right now all across our viewing area. Some of us are already at that freezing point, 32 in Oxford, Holly Springs, Senatobia, South Haven, and Tunica, but mid-30s, 35 in Water Valley, Grenada, and Bruce, 37 Houston, 41 out there in Starkville, and then 44 down below me in Aliceville as well. So let's continue on with this broadcast, talking about your current and future conditions here with Futurecast. You see that cloud cover still kind of bothering us above our heads as we wrap up our Saturday, kind of building in just a little bit as we get closer towards that 10 o'clock broadcast time. We're going to be talking about that cloud cover, but as we continue further into the overnight hours, that northerly wind pushing it out of North Mississippi. We're going to see clearer skies on the back half of these overnight hours, but also throughout the start of your Sunday. By 6 o'clock in the morning when you are waking up for church, beautiful forecast ahead, just going to be a little bit chilly as well. And you can see this right here with those low temperatures. I mean, whew. Not a good color to look at, but still to be expected. Definitely below average for this time of year. Our normal, as you can see in the top left corner, around 33 degrees, but definitely nowhere near the 30s across North Mississippi. Some of us are in the upper teens. 18 in Water Valley, Senatobia, and Holly Springs, 19 Oxford and Corinth, 20 in Boonville, Iuka, and Red Bay. So a chilly start to your Sunday and still going to be a chilly Sunday all the way around. So let's kind of track out what you can expect as we go about our Sunday. Still dry and clear conditions as you start off your Sunday, and thankfully it's going to stick like that. We are expecting that all day long. Maybe some wispy thin clouds trying to get back into the forecast and above you, but not really going to block any sun as you go about your day. So a sunny day ahead, but also a chilly one. So going to make sure you have those layers on as you walk throughout the door or walk out the door in your morning, but keep them on the entire day. No reason to shed them because it is going to stay cool all day long and get even cooler by those evening hours. Those high temperatures only reaching the upper 30s across North Mississippi. Some of us seeing those low 40s, 41 in Starkville, Houston, Eupora, 40 in Bruce, 40 in Grenada. So those current conditions that we're feeling right now, especially in the Golden Triangle region, that's as high as you're getting tomorrow. So just to show you how chilly it's going to be, but also could feel a little bit cooler as well. You're going to feel like you're in the mid 30s, 35 out there in Starkville, 36 in Houston and Bruce, 28 out there in South Haven. So definitely a chilly forecast ahead, but I'm going to make sure you know that as you go about your day tomorrow. And with it being a beautiful one, got to go out to the park, enjoy the time off of school, especially with it being a 3-day weekend. So 7 o'clock, if you want to get out there bright and early, it'll be the chilliest, 20 degrees, but still sunny and clear skies all day long, warming on up towards the upper 30s by those afternoon hours before cooling off and already being back towards that freezing point around 32 degrees by 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. But coming back to Futurecast, thankfully that wind direction changing just a little bit coming out of the southwest, so not going to have too much of an impact on those temperatures and feels like values. But this is Sunday evening and we can see a cold front kind of move across our area, but notice no pause points with that. It's not bringing any moisture. It's just allowing us to stay cool longer here in North Mississippi. This is now starting Monday morning around 8:30. Thankfully, not a school day. So for the kids, y'all sleep in, enjoy another day off. Going to be a beautiful day to hang outside with friends. This is lunchtime going into your afternoon hours. Some of those wispy clouds try to make their way back into the forecast. But notice there's not a lot of pause points in this because there's not much to talk about for your Monday, and that is a good thing. It is going to be dry. It'll be beautiful. Still going to be chilly. That high pressure system moving on closer to our area, allowing us to stay dry and clear. But with it bringing that clockwise rotation, going to see that wind come out of the north yet again. So another chilly day ahead for your Monday and heading into your Tuesday. Speaking of, there's those high temperatures, a little bit warmer for your Monday as compared to your Sunday. Mid 40s all across our area, 44 in Amory, 45 Houston and Bruce, 44 Grenada, 38 Tunica, and 45 out there in Greenville. Now those feels like values still taking a pretty decent hit due to that northerly wind, allowing us to feel a lot cooler as we go about our business. So it's that time of the year, go have those layers on and keep them on all day and keep them in the rotation as we go about the work week. Speaking of the work week, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Still chilly conditions overnight. We're talking about overnight lows around 20 for your Sunday, warming on up towards the upper 30s tomorrow. Seeing slightly warmer, low 40s for your Monday and Tuesday, but take a look at those overnight lows for your Tuesday, upper teens. So it's not just a weekend thing. This is going to carry on into the work week as well. Wednesday and Thursday will be the best chances that we see those rain chances make their way back into the forecast, seeing upper 40s, low 50s for your highs, and starting to get closer and closer towards average and technically above average by Friday. Mid 50s for your high Friday, and then upper 50s. We're also going to be tracking rain chances and potentially stormy conditions for your Saturday. Still 7 days out, but that is something I'm going to keep my eye on as we continue throughout the weekend and, of course, all work week long. But don't go anywhere. I want to give you kind of a long-term forecast for your work week, but also kind of what these below average, average, above average conditions look like beyond the next 7 days. All of that's coming up after this break.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Well, hope you didn't go anywhere. Short break here at Mississippi Live, weather at 6. Let's take a look at those high temperatures as we go throughout the work week. Definitely frigid and cool as we go throughout the rest of our weekend into the start of the work week. 46 for your highs today. We're taking a significant drop. Upper 30s tomorrow, rising on up towards the low 40s. But then when those rain chances come back into the forecast, taking a little step up. Upper 40s for your Wednesday, low 50s for your Thursday, and getting even warmer. Friday into your Saturday, definitely where we can see some more rain chances and potential storm potential. Return back to the forecast, talking about a high around 59 for your Saturday. So for those not a fan of these frigid conditions, we got a ways to go before we start to see those average conditions return, and thankfully we'll start to see above average. But still, it's that time of the year here in North Mississippi. Got to be prepared for it, especially with these freezing conditions and pipes. But take a look at these low temperatures. I try to find the right chart that could include both, but just with how significant of a difference these are, No chart on our system could fit all of these into one graph. Tuesday, the low is 17. I wanted to make sure to remember that so y'all could see, because we will, of course, still have overnight lows for your Tuesday, but definitely cool conditions. Oh, let's go back. I think I needed to put that on a timer so we can continue talking about it. Low 20s for your Sunday, warming up towards mid 20s Monday. Off the charts, 17 by Tuesday, and then that warming trend continuing to help us out as we wrap up the work week and get ready for next weekend. Some good news on the horizon, but definitely some chilly conditions as we eventually will wrap up the future work week. But let's talk about those temperature conditions even past the next 7 days. We kind of just looked at that for our current work week coming up and the rest of the weekend, but your temperature outlook from the 23rd through the 27th. So kind of past that 7-day forecast, still talking about those below average conditions. So enjoy your Friday and Saturday, potentially even your Sunday before those temperatures take another hit as well. So definitely some cool conditions. But we keep talking about these temperatures, these frigid conditions as we go about our weekend. So let's kind of track that out so you can plan the rest of your outdoor events, or maybe you just want to stay inside completely. This is tonight around 7 o'clock. If you have anything outdoors, you're pretty much going to be in the low 30s, but dry conditions and that cloud cover moving on out of our area. Even by the 10 o'clock broadcast, we are still pretty much all in the low 30s, starting to get into the upper 20s. 29 out there in Holly Springs, Senatobia, and South Haven, 30 in Tunica. That northerly wind allowing us to feel a lot cooler as well. Kind of skipping through the overnight period as most of us will be sleeping, but as we wake up for our Sunday morning church commute, 8 o'clock, going to be pretty much in the low to mid 20s all across North Mississippi. Quite a significant difference. 21 out there in South Haven, but on the furthest southeastern portion of our viewing area, 31 out there in Aliceville. So regardless, going to be a chilly start to your day, but that's going to continue all day long. By the time you make it towards lunchtime and post-church, still mid 30s across North Mississippi, 36 out there in Amory, 33 Bruce, and 32 out there in Clarksdale. Kind of tracking out into your afternoon hours, 3 o'clock, still mid to upper 30s, but honestly subtract just a little bit because of that northerly wind allowing us to feel a little bit cooler. Thankfully, starting to already see that shift as you go about the afternoon hour. So definitely some good news, especially because we don't want to feel a lot cooler than we already have to experience. By dinner time tomorrow around 5 o'clock, already entering back into those upper 20s, 29 in New Albany and Holly Springs, 31 Water Valley, 34 Cleveland, and 35 out there in Greenville. That is tomorrow night around 5 o'clock. 7 o'clock, still same story. We are continuing to get cooler and cooler, so another chilly night ahead for your Sunday night, pretty much the mid to upper 20s. Still some of us in the low 30s as well, but continuing further into those overnight hours by midnight, all of us definitely in the mid 20s, another chilly forecast ahead. And before we wrap up this kind of long-term forecast, I want to give you those rain chances as well. Kind of almost a copy and paste of those rain chances we had last weekend. We talked about them coming back into your forecast Wednesday. This time we have Wednesday and Thursday, taking another dip for your Friday, not expecting too much, but still some lingering moisture in our atmosphere. Then we see that jump up yet again for your Saturday, and this will be the big day to watch as some of that is showing some rain chances, but also some storm potential as well. So that is something I'm going to keep an eye on all weekend long, and of course, throughout the rest of the work week. But here's the QR code to our app, the iOS and Android version. We appreciate all the support you have given us here at Mississippi Live Weather, and we want to make sure it is top notch for all of you guys out there. And of course, we'll be live later on tonight at 10 to give you the very latest on those frigid conditions in store, see if anything changes with those model runs. And also, I'm with all of you guys out there. I would love to see some snow affect us here in North Mississippi. That has been the story all throughout the past work week. We'll see if any models can give us a glimmer of hope as we get ready for the next work week ahead. But until then, I hope all of y'all have had a fantastic Saturday. Continue to enjoy it, and I'll see y'all back here in the Room to Room Weather Center tonight at 10.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.